coin from Australia. I've been doing a couple days finishing up the process of this coin, and right now was the day that I wanted to work on getting the size together. And once you stretch the ring to the biggest point, which on my ring manual is around 15, around size 15, and we see that it's going past size 15, right? Now the required ring size is 13 and a half. Now the last time I did this coin ring, the live stream, I got it to a size 8, you know? So as you see, I really stretched it this evening to the required amount. Hey, David Carlisle, how you feeling, brother? It's good seeing you. For those who are watching a replay, this is a live stream I'm doing Sunday morning, and one of my moderators just popped in, David Carlisle. So go ahead and switch to live stream, and you'll see the chat as I do this ring. Thanks a lot. Hey, what's going on? Triple Hot Mess. Karina Thomas, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. I'm just I'm doing a ring for my good friend Redhead Step Stacker, and the process right now is like getting the sizing and the shape. But as you have the ring stretched out, you want to kind of clean the inside of the reeded edge. Okay, you want to make sure you clean it out. This makes the ring comfortable to wear. You know, so I got to be really careful and that I don't scratch the inside up, but I do remove all the rugged edges, you know. So there we go. So you want to make sure the ring is comfortable. So when you do this, you want to take your sandpaper, and I just want to be real careful that I don't destroy the reeded edge. And I'm just smoothing out the area here. There we go, just like so. You want to remove some of the silver, and then you want to smooth out the area. Just like so, okay? Now, I haven't decided if I'm going to remove the inside band detail, but Redhead Step Stacker, he wants me to add some patina. So let me show you some of the detail of this ring. Okay, now it's not done yet, so don't judge it. One of the things that he wanted to show was the 50. Okay. Also, the detail. You see the kangaroo on one side, and then we see the emu on the other. But this part I like as well. They kind of meet, and you have this star-like detail here. Now, as you look at closely on this ring, you see that it's kind of wobbly. I'm going to take care of all that. But what I wanted to kind of focus on first was removing some of the silver from the inside band here. All right, now that I got that, I can focus on now bringing this ring size down to a size 13 and a half. Kingdom of Egypt is here. What's going on? You remember the live stream? This is from the Australia 50-cent coin. I'm just finishing up. When you was on the live stream, I was at a size 8. Right now, I stretched it down to past a size 15. Okay. So now I have to stretch it. I have to reduce the size and bring it up to a 13 and a half. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right. right, so let me reduce this a little bit. Thank you so much for guys coming on. Hit that like button, tap the screen if you're on your phone. You got 2 likes so far. All right, so the next step is, sorry, let me bring it in. Bring it into the site. Let's check the weight of this, because we have to remove some silver. We had to punch the hole. I would like to also weigh the ring to see where it is. All right. Monkey King Metals, how you doing? Right now we got 11.9. When we started this coin ring, when we started the, in the beginning, the ring was, I think, 12.7. Let's see. Got to show you the center portion. This is the punch. So 13.1. And as we look inside, we have some shaving that was removed from it as well. So my fault, it wasn't 12.7. I think it was 13.4, I believe, grams in the beginning. Hey, JC Fun Time 2. Thank you for joining. Hope everyone had a wonderful morning here in Baltimore, Maryland. It is 4:08 in the morning. Let me know what time it is in your neck of the woods. Okay, so we got it down to this point here. The next phase is what we call stretching or reducing the size. So this right here is called a plate from Peppy Tools. And what I want to start doing is making the ring a little smaller. I want to kind of bring it down to the ring size that's suggested, which is 13.5. An Austrian Thaler. Have I ever seen that coin? Karina Thomas says she's from North Carolina, so it's 409 too. You're in the same region of the world, so we share the same time zone. All right, so what I want to do first is you want to find where your ring fits, right? So mine fits right here. The next thing you want to do is add a little pressure to it. You're going to press down to push it inside this die. You have a couple dies here at my station. These are called reduction dies. And I'm going to show you how they look. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go here. You can either go to the ring stretcher, and you can place it on here and press it down through the ram, or go to the 1-ton press. Now this is a die as well, but this press that I'm using has multiple ones on it. And I got a secret. I didn't buy the Peppy Tools ring stretcher because it wasn't in the budget. So what I do, I use my 1-ton press, and it has worked out pretty fine. Now, when I sell enough rings, guess what I'll do? I'll go ahead and buy one day. But if Peppy Tools was watching this video somehow in the replay, you can send me one and I'll promote it. But what you want to do is now reduce the size of this ring from a 15, hopefully close to a 13.5, by keeping perfect shape. Now, the most important thing is you don't want this to be all wobbly and moving around. So I got to make sure that it stays straight as I press. Okay. Now that you have it here, now thank you guys for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. There we go. Now I press it down. Now we remember it was a size 15 over 15. So you want to press down one side, okay? And then you want to turn the ring around and press down the opposite side too, okay? So this is what I want to do. Press it down there. Place this on top. And this is a 1-ton press. Right beside it, I have a 6-ton press. All right, a light press there. Okay, let's see what size it is. Let's see what size it is. Anyone have a guess before I do it? What ring size do you think I stretched it to? I reduced it from a size 15. Anyone has a guess? You can put inside the comments. Chaos Rain, how you feeling? Chaos Rain says a size 8. Deborah Rutan says a size 12. Let's see. Karina says a size 7. Drum roll, please. All right. It is a size 14 and a half. So remember, I have to bring it up to a 13 and a half. All right. So right now I got it down to a 14 and 1/4. Not even a half yet. So I got to stretch it some more. But this is how we do it. We want it to take, you got to take your time. Make sure that it's even because these rings do get kind of wonky. So I got a lot of work to do in order to maintain the integrity of the coin ring and make sure that it's not wobbly. So this is why I take my time. Some coin ring creators, you can do a ring real fast. I take time. Sometimes I take days because I really want to be in the right mood to do these rings because you don't want to rush through nothing. People are paying a pretty penny for these creations. So I want to make sure I take my time. You know. There we go. So I want to make sure it's nice and even when it goes in. Hey, Bandar CC. Appreciate you for coming in. Chaos Reigns. Good seeing you, my friend. Haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you're here. David Carlisle, my brother. Haven't seen you in a while. All right, I'm going to press it again. And let's see what size it reduced to. 1, 2, 3, and press. All right, I got it down a little bit. Now, this is a matter of inches. It don't millimeters. It really don't go down too far unless you press it. But then if you press too far down, if you reduce it too fast, what happens is you have to stretch it out again. So I don't want to miss my mark. So you have to feel the metal move. Okay, feel the metal move, and then you want to check. Okay. Ghost Killer High, Truth Hurts, High Dank, Zulu, High Banda. Melody Corrupted says pretty penny for a coin ring. Facts. Kingdom of Upper Egypt says, but yeah, if you ever get the chance, JT, look at the 1780 Australian thaler. They are constantly reproduced as a trade coin and pretty easy to acquire and coming in at over an ounce. A thaler. I want to say that I've seen one of those. Is that the one with the queen? Is the queen on that as well? The Austrian thaler. I think I've done that before. Yes, I think I've done that ring before. I like thalers. They have a beautiful, there we go. They have a beautiful reverse. I haven't done one in a while, but I have to check my videos. I've got over 1,000 videos, so I've known I've done a thaler before, at least once. Beautiful rings. Okay, I got it close to a 13 and a half. I still have some stretching to do. Yes, the double-edged eagle, that does make, you know what? I think I did one some years ago, at least one. I have to, I'm gonna see, can I find, I just left the coin shop on Saturday. When I go back on Saturday, I'm going to, next Saturday, I'll check to see if he has a thaler. And if so, I'll do a ring on one. And you'll be the sponsor for that King of Upper Egypt for inspiring me to do another thaler. I just got to check the price for one. Okay, so we got this here. Let's try it. Place it right there. Get a different size. We almost close to the 13 and a half. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I remember. I may have the thaler somewhere down here, around here too. Let me see. So sometimes I don't do a ring unless it's requested. Let's see. I have to see, can I find one? But it's a lot of rings that I've done. I may have messed up on one. I may have messed it up. And I have to check. I know I've done that ring before. So far, yes. Karina, I only do rings. I try to do different things as time to learn new things. But yeah, for now, I just turn coins into rings. Yeah, I have that thaler. I've done the thaler before. I'm going to find it. Well, I probably did it for a client, but sometimes I do rings from different foreign coins just to practice. But I want to say I accidentally messed up a thaler one time as well. Hey, white hair, how you feeling? Yeah, it's a really rough shape. Cool. I'm wearing my size 10, 14 pinky ring right now. I have a pretty big finger, I guess, because it's pretty big on most people. Okay. He said, the thaler could be a fun personal project to do. Yeah, I love it. I'm going to look to see can I get that coin again. But I remember doing the thaler. I remember kind of now. All right, so I'm kind of bringing this to a shape as we see that this is right now a size 13 and 1/4. So it's right above where I needed to go. So this is pretty cool because sometimes when you first do a coin ring, I just did a short on this. When you do a coin ring, what you want is you want to make sure that you're 2 sizes above the required ring size, which I did get it past a 15. Then you want to clean the inside band. I mean, where the reeded edge is, you want to clean in this area. You want to clean where the cut edge is to make sure it's smooth. Right now, the coin ring looks rough, dirty, dusty, with all of the fire scale and all. But now it's time for me to kind of smooth out and clean out the rough areas. So even though it's 13 and 1/4 right now, what I'm going to do is now clean a little bit more of it off, right? So it can be nice and smooth. It can fit on comfortably. Now we see that the shape of the ring is coming in. Okay? The shape of the ring is coming in. So now it's time to refine it and clean it. I don't have another ring in front of me right now to show you how it evolves from, from the cone shape and all. Okay. So what I want to continue to do is smooth out and take some silver away. Now, if anyone knows me, I give all the silver back to the customer. So nothing is lost. I just do this to make sure that it's nice and smooth. And I'm cleaning out that edge. So you see the silver leaves from the burn tool. This silver here, you want to kind of remove that so it can be nice and smooth in that area when that person wears it as a ring. The last thing you want is that silver or this coin to cut into your finger. So sometimes you have to remove it. Now also, yeah, Kingdom of Upper Egypt says it's very satisfying to see the silver peel off the inside of the ring. Hey, Amy O Virgo, how you feeling? Let's get a closer look at that. Okay, let's see how satisfying it can be. Okay, we're gonna move it close, and let's see if we can. Without me cutting my finger off. There we go. There we go. And then we move to the other side. And what you want to do is make sure you turn the coin around. Hold it tight because you don't want this sharp knife to nick you. There you go. Just like so. Okay. So then you want to see, this is how the coin rings start to look. Now, like I said, it's not shined up, it's not finished. But if you want to see the detail of the coin, okay, you start seeing how you can remove some of the fire scale. And one thing that Reds want me to do is to put some liver of sulfur on this coin so you can see the detail better. And what I'm doing now is just removing the fire scale. Hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, more coin ring creators. I always tell my family, you can knock on 50 doors in our neighborhood, and I guarantee you I'm the only one who makes coin rings. Now, you can also knock on 50 doors in your neighborhood, and I guarantee you it may be one or two people that know about silver and gold coins, right? Move that back a little bit so no one gets dizzy. So very few people know about coin rings, even though there's tens of thousands of people making them, right? Still, a lot of people don't know about them. And also, you find out a lot of people don't know about precious metal. So I always say coin rings could be a good gift for those who love coins. And the conversation starters. If someone pay attention to your hand, you walk out, you're sitting down, and you have a very unique band. And if someone takes the time out to look at it, hey, they wouldn't know that this was a former coin, right? People wouldn't know that this was a coin. You know? So it's one of those things here. It's one of those things. You can keep your coin. I always tell people, like, you know, coin ring creations, even though I love coins too, believe me, I love coins. Take one coin. It's only one coin. Believe me, I'm not destroying thousands of coins. I'm taking one coin out my collection and I'm turning it into a keepsake. So a lot of people don't like it. Oh, you're destroying coins. True. But I'm only destroying one coin out of millions. And usually the people who support and buy these rings are people who collect coins. They're coin collectors. They're precious metals stackers. And they have a favorite coin. And it's something they want to pass down to a loved one, right? So, yeah, this was a coin. This was a coin. Look, now everyone has an emoji. If you're on your cell phone right now, this right here is not a coin. This right here was a silver round. This is a per silver round, right? And this one is the emojis, right? So, yes, it's not always coins being turned into rings. Sometimes there's silver rounds. And this has every emoji. Well, not all the emojis, but, you know, so this right here says is 1 troy ounce of 999 fine silver. So this is a chunky ring, you know, a chunky ring. But once again, another conversation piece. So they don't have to be coins. Hey, holla at Dre's in the house. What's going on, my friend? Amy O says she loves emoji one. Yeah, see? So there's so many things you can do. You can make rings out of coins or rounds, right? So many things you can do. You can either make them out of tokens. I don't know if you have bus tokens where you're from, but look at this. This right here is a token from Chuck E. Cheese, where a kid can be a kid. You know, Chuck E. Cheese. You know, 2007 token. You know, voila. Made into a ring. So you don't have to worry about coins. Anything that's round, I can turn into a ring. You know? So I know that people, you know, love coins, but you can turn anything into a ring. You know, anything. Even a spoon handle. It's right here, a spoon handle. Guess what? A ring. Anything can be turned into a wearable ring. You know, who likes Pac-Man? Who likes Pac-Man? Wobble, wobble. That silver round was made into a silver ring, worth its weight in silver. You have the Pac-Man. So so many things that you can do. Let's read the message from my friend Kingdom of Upper Egypt. He says, I am a numismatist. myself. And I support channels like this because they aren't turning coins into rings and mass numbers. Facts. And when I started out, just to make that point, I love collecting, you know, notes. I love collecting coins, right? This is El Banco de Mexico. So you're talking to someone who also loves coins. But when I wanted to learn how to make rings, I'll tell you a little story. I wanted to learn how to make rings when I stumbled across this page, this gentleman called Scholar Jenkins. And Scholar, he made a ring out of a gold American gold eagle. And a friend of mine's that he made his wife, his fiance at the time, a wedding band. And when he made the wedding band, he said, man, I made it, out of this art called lost cast waxing, right? And I looked on the internet and I was like, man, I want to take a class. I want to learn how to make a ring myself like that. And this is how I stumbled across coin rings, because Scholar Jenkins were making rings out of coins. I said, you know what? I just got into the coin collection, collecting silver, collecting gold. And I said, man, this would be awesome. I can make rings out of coins. And thus, the life of JTcoinrings came into existence. So it was just a hobby. And it also helped me to buy what? More coins. You buy some coins like this, right? These are some silver rounds, half ounce. And I take one of these and I'll make it a ring. And then I'll take that money and I'll buy more coins for my daughter and myself. So, and then I learned that, hey, other people want it. So I've been making rings for the last over 5 years. And on this channel, you'll see that process. So, yes, it became a hobby/home business. Guys, I'm in my basement. Doing what I love, talking to people from all around the world. Thus, a legend was born. Let me go to the comments. Let's go to Kingdom of Upper Egypt says, do you have a $100 trillion Zimbabwe banknote by chance? I've seen them, but never obtained them. I've never seen the 1 trillion, but you know what? I'm going to ask my friend Alex. He owns Harford Coins here in Baltimore. And I'm going to see if he has one. This right here is a $2 Zimbabwe note. I had to have one, knowing that hyperinflation that happened in Zimbabwe. So here we go. Yes. He says, that's awesome that a spark of curiosity led you here. That's how it happens, right? When you seek to find out things, new things, you stumble across so much. So you have to allow yourself to stumble across, allow yourself to grow, allow yourself to see things differently. I just wanted to learn how to make rings, I just wanted to learn how to make rings. And I stumbled across this, just making them. And also learning more about more coins. Like, this is a real penny. Sure, if you're a numismatist and those who collect coins, they know about the steel penny, right? You know about the steel penny, 1943 steel penny, right? This is a real penny made out of steel. That's it. That's it. So you learn so much about, coins. And this is what I love about. So I still collect coins. I still, buy them try on my best on a monthly basis. I sell them and I make rings as well. So it's a process, guys. It's a process. But tonight I was working on this here. So I finally got it down to the size I need. So what I'm doing now is cleaning it. Bam. That 13 and a half is right there. 13 and a half is right there. Yeah, that's a steel penny. Due to history on the 1943 penny. The beautiful thing about it as well, there was some mistakes. So there were some years that these pennies were created because we needed here in the United States, we needed steel. We needed copper and stuff for the war in order to create bullets and stuff like that. So they had to use the copper that we were using to make pennies. Now that's kind of ironic right now, right? Because copper is no longer used in pennies, and now we have a discontinuation of the penny here in the United States. But at one time, they put a halt to that the copper used, and they created the 1943 steel penny. Okay, so it's one thing I love about coins. I tell everyone, look up the year, and from the year of the coin, you'll find out who was the president. Okay, which side, Democrat, Republic, who was in office, what was happening in that year, and by the health of the coin, you can tell what's going on with the economy. So as soon as someone would have said, hey, what about the 1943 penny? Study the economy. What was going on during that time frame? You'll learn so much. That's the beauty of coins. You can learn based off what was going on in that particular year. Not just the coin, okay? So that's why I love, like at the workbench, I keep these as well. This right here, it's such a beautiful note. This is a 1965 Mexican note, $1 note. You welcome, newbie official. I appreciate you being here. And at one time, these were in existence in our banks. This is when our money was backed by silver and gold. These are silver certificates. Now, look what's close for those who don't know. Right here, $1 in silver payable to the bearer on demand. That means when I turned these into my bank, I should have received $1 worth of silver. And now we're in 4 quarters, 4 silver quarters. And now those silver quarters are worth so much more money. But this dollar is not worth anything. As we know, it's not backed by anything now. All right, so let's go here. Answer this question from our friend. Answer the question real quick about the biggest coin ring that I've made so far was a size 18. It was a size 18. Now, I had to get another ring mandrel. This ring mandrel only goes to 15. and this ring manager only went to 15. So I had to go buy another ring manager, which I cannot find right now, to get that bigger size. That was the biggest ring that I've done so far, a size 18. And you have to really warm that ring up to stretch it. I thought steel was not magnetic. No, silver is not magnetic, but steel is magnetic. You know, this is a steel penny. Yeah. And I keep the magnets around to check, because I can make a coin ring out of a steel coin. And we do have multiple steel coins. Jamaica has a steel coin as well. Okay, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me read this one comment by New B Official. It says, my grandpa going metal detecting all the time, and he found some here and there, but only does it for fun and to stay and feel young. He needs to think a couple more years of pennies to finish. Oh, okay. My bad. I chopped that all up. But he was saying that his grandpa goes hunting. You know, I have a metal detector. My friend, matter of fact, the person I'm making this ring for, he sent me a metal detector for my daughter. I haven't used it in my area, but I can now because we have some spots that we can dig up. So I would think that would be pretty fun. How many people in the chat has one time or another went metal detecting? The Circle of Life. I was at 1730 Standing Colonial yesterday, metal detecting on the third signal next to the bottle cap, and dug up a 1652 pine tree shilling. Wow. He said, what a beautiful coin. I'm gonna have to look that up. A 1652. Wow, that's a beautiful coin. Gotta be a beautiful coin. Bro has greenbacks. Hey, soon we won't be having these dollars, you know, with everything going on in this cashless society. But what you guys think about that? You know, this used to be something we used to keep in our pocket. Not many people, not many businesses today even take dollar bills, right? And they definitely don't take any change. They want you to be 100%, you know, no cash. There we go. He said, Christo. He says the Vikings found Finland. Then first state in the U.S. was Delaware. That's true. New Sweden and Wallenberg helped you guys form the Fed Reserve. BS. Yes. First central bank was in Sweden. One ring to rule them all. Yes. Finland is Canada. Oh, man. Thanks for that history. So fire, man. We would be out here if we still were backed by the dollar, by precious metals. But that's how you know they got too in debt. They broke that promise. Absolutely. $37 trillion in debt. So much, so true. So true. Yes, I've been making this. So right now, this ring here is almost finished. The next step is to... Now, what I wanted to do, special for my friend, I wanted to clean the inside of this ring, and I wanted to engrave his name. I wanted to put his name, like happy birthday, but then I thought that would be too much. I didn't know if he wanted me to destroy the inside band. But if you saw my last live stream, I started this up, right? I just started it, and the reason why I didn't finish it on that live stream is because this coin, this 1966 Australia 50-cent piece was given to him by a friend that passed away. And the reason why he wanted me to make this as a ring, not just because it was a gift from Rico hunting, Rico finds treasure, and something sentimental. So I didn't want to rush through this ring. I didn't want to mess it up. I didn't want to rip it. So I wanted to just do the live stream up to a certain point, and then I can finish it at a later time. And I'm glad I did, because I wanted to make sure that it was shaped correctly and nothing was wrong with it. How you keep it straight. I keep getting a warp effect, but that's dope. Thank you so much. One way to keep it straight, let me share with you that technique, okay? All right, so say for instance, I got this coin ring. I'm gonna take you to the ring stretcher. All right, follow me to the ring stretcher. All right, so we at the ring stretcher. One good way, one good technique. First, you want to do this one thing. Let me do this. Let's do this. So you're a coin ring creator, so you know. Let me show you how I get rid of the warp effect. I wish I had a coin here that had one, because earlier this coin was wonky. Okay. So what you want to do is light this baby up, as you already know. All right, got that baby lit up. Then you want to dip it into some water. You don't want to touch it. So you want to dip that into your water. Now I put some spare Rex in there. That's why, got that. All right, so now that you got that quenched, one way to keep those walls straight is to do this technique, okay? It's pretty simple. Now you want to make sure you cover this up with some paper or some plastic. You want to make sure that you take the coin ring down one side, stretch. Let me move a little closer, so I don't want my phone to fall. Okay, you want to stretch it one way, stretch it as far as you can do it, then turn it around the opposite way. And see how much gap that you have? Let me see, can I get you closer? Let me see, boom. See all that gap right there in that ring up in this area? Let me see, can I see all that gap there? You don't see that much when you have it the opposite way, with the reeded side up, but you see the gap in the cut edge, like right here, and that gap. What you want to do is stretch this coin until that starts to disappear. You want to make sure that it's even on both sides. And the only way you're going to do that is by stretching, turning it counterclockwise, stretching it, and see how the gap starts to disappear. That gap starts to disappear now, right? Now that you got it there, turn it around the opposite way. See how the gap is now in that portion? What you want to do is counterclockwise that until that gap is gone too. This is the development of that straight wall. See how it now evening out? Then from that point on, you want to straighten it out like this. You want to make sure that you have a certain plate. Like I got this one from Peppy Tools. Let me move this back a little bit. This one here has the 17-degree die and a 25-degree die. You know that the 17-degree die is how you make a straight wall. When you turn it the opposite way around, this will give you a more rounded ring. They call it the flat tire look, right? I like mine straight tire. Okay, so Now that you have it completely flush on both sides, then you start putting it in your reduction die. And because it's 17 degrees, it will straighten your walls out. Okay? That's how you get your rings to have the straight wall. Or if you really want to, if you got a real big ring that you want to reduce down to a bigger size, you gotta use what you call the Swedish wrap. The Swedish wrap will make sure that when you put it down the tube, it straightens the walls out. You just gotta make sure that you do both sides, just like we did on the ring stretcher. Okay, so let me go to, I hope that helped. If anybody else is a coin ring creator in there, if I said anything incorrect, let me know. All right, so that's so here. So Zipper says, so you're minimizing the stress before turning it and doing it again. Yes. With the heat, with me using the annealing process, I'm stretching the ring, allowing the molecules to move around in this silver. And what I'm doing is I'm stretching it on both sides of the ring, the reeded edge and the cut edge, hoping to straighten the walls up, you know, and then I get that. Now, I didn't even use the Swedish wrap on it because this ring has to be at 13 and a half. And if the ring was at 8.5, then I would probably put it in my Swedish wrap because you can't really reduce it to that from a 15 down to an 8 just using the plate. You would have to use a Swedish wrap in order to make that work. And that's another process of heating and then wrapping your coin, as you know. I hope that was helpful. I said, right on. Much appreciated. It might be that I'm using a cheap hammered stretcher. Looks like it would be worth getting a better one. Yeah, I mean, the hammered stretcher. Okay, you've been using this one, the Rothenberg, I think you call it. I just did a video some time ago. I answered some comments on that one. Are you using this one here? This Rothenberg, are you using this? I can't find the bottom portion of it. I just did a video. Here you go. Okay, there you go. You're using this one right here. Yeah, you place that there. Okay, that explains a lot there. And I would say that I have not tried the technique I just showed you on that, but that's a good way. If I place it here, hit it. Let me see. Let's do a live experiment with, on this. Let's see here. Let's see. So what you want to do is, what I'm doing, because this Rothenberg has this attachment here, I need some space. And what you need now is your hammer. You would have to go like that, and then you would have to take the ring off. So you would have to press here. Then you would have to take it off, turn it the other way, and continue the process. That may be a little harder. It may work, it may not work, but the process of reducing the slack or the space in between, that your ring is going to be straight wall or at least even on both sides. It may be a little harder with the with this device here. So I always suggest getting this version. It's inexpensive. But this is the only ring stretcher I've used since I started coin rings, and you see that's pretty old. And even though it's falling apart, it's still doing the job. So ever since I first started doing coin rings, I used this. Even though I bought the plate for the Peppy Tools, I didn't buy the Peppy Tools one yet. So soon, you know. But coin rings, you gotta have, like, you gotta buy the tools. You gotta take your time because it's very expensive. But you can make your money back when you sell your rings. So let me see here. A ring making isn't really much different than normal metal. Yeah, like making knives and axes. You're right. You're just having to respect the limitations of the material. Great point, Zipper. Great point. Newbie official says, you know, I could just look up videos. That's true. But hey, I'm here to answer any question I can. Do you make other metal jewelry like necklaces or charms for necklaces or bracelets or earrings? Chelsea, I'm still learning how to do that. I would definitely love to do it though. I'm limited on my knowledge on that so right now, but soon I'll be taking classes to learn just that. Let me see. Cameroon Mason, you have no idea what you're talking about. Sometimes I don't. Kingdom of Upper Egypt. Hey JT, what country silver coins have you had most fun making? Good question. I love making coin rings out of JFK $half. That's They were the hardest coins for me making rings out of at first. So when I learned how to make them correctly, I loved it. I love making rings out of libertides. The libertides with the coats of arms, the emblems all the way around it. Like, I love making coin rings out of that kind. I love how they look when you make the ring. What else? What else? It's just a couple of rings. Foreign rings. Oh yeah. I love making corn rings out of the. I'm about to show you right now. The Canadian. I think it's upstairs. That ring's upstairs. I don't have it in front of me. Canadian 50 cent. I love the detail in that. This one here, I love the detail in this. When this 1942 here. I love the detail because it's flooring. Because once again, just like the coin ring I just made, you have the kangaroo here and you have the emu on the side. I love coin rings that have the detail of the natural beauty of the coin. You know what I'm saying? So these are some early coin rings I made years ago, like 2-3 years ago, that I still have near my workstation. But some of the rings gotten better over the time. I do a better job at making them now. So I just take these old rings and see how I can make them better. Maybe I can add a jewel in them. Maybe I'll learn how to set a stone. You know, but these are rings that I never sold, just used to get better. Oh, JM says, my apologies. Your tag was cut off for some. No problem. Kingdom of Upper Egypt states, I have some Canadian 50 cent pieces. Depends what era of Canadian 50 cent you are referring to. I have a 1940 and 1950 ones that I were referring to. Let me see if I have one here. I have so many coins here, but majority of them may be upstairs. Like this one here. This coin is from Venezuela. This is a pretty small 1945 coin from Venezuela. 83.5% silver. So you'll see a lot of coins I have. Who has a Rolex? Anyone have a Rolex? This is made from a Rolex spoon. Check that there. It's something I made. Kingdom of Canadian 50 cent from 1940, and the Australian florin from 1940. They look like the exact same thing, but just a different coat of arms. Any Morgan dollars? Yes, I have some Morgan dollar coin rings. Not at my station right now, but yes, I do. Zipper says, I'm poor. I can't afford no Rolex. Hey, me either. That's why I made a Rolex spoon. That's why I made a Rolex spoon ring. Yes. But that's basically it, guys. Yeah, so I have to play around with this a little bit more. This ring a little bit more and finish it up for my friend. Yeah, that was a spoon. Humbly right. Yeah, Rolex makes spoons. I have some, I make rings out of spoons, forks. I have a whole collection over here that belonged to my grandmother. And my aunt, my cousin basically, gave me the spoons, and he said, hey, do what you want with them. And some of these spoons are silver plated. Some of them are silver. And I haven't had the time to do any recent ones. But yeah, I love making rings out of, forks, knives. I don't have anything in front of me now, unfortunately. So, you have your copper. JT is going to be making some Armani level spoons. If I can find an Armani spoon, I'll make one, and I'll make sure I make you the sponsor of that video. So yeah, I use copper rounds, copper coins, silver coins. I haven't had any gold coins in a while. Because gold is so expensive. But this right here is one of them gold tone coins here. I know some of y'all may have this in y'all collection. Really can't tell because of the glare. It's a Minnesota 1858. Okay. But I do have I want to do some gold plating, until I can get me some more gold coins. Some gold plating. I have this machine here. If anybody have ever did any plating, you have this solution. Oh, shoot. 24 karat gold solution. Okay. So what you do is you place it in that solution, and you have your voltage, right? It's a little science. What happens is you're going to take your ring and you clip it, right? And you put it in your solution, in your bowl, in your solution, and you plug this up, and you do some voltage there. And that right there the AC, DC adapter. And as you place in this solution, you get a nice 24 karat silver coat. Somehow, I was being dumb and I left my solution open, and I lost it. My silver plating, my silver solution. Sometimes when I would have a coin that was 40% silver, 70% silver. I would plate the rings with silver, you know, when I do my coin rings, if it was anything less than 0.995 silver. Let me see here. Newbie official says that you can revive your dreams and chase them whenever and do it as your hobby until you can, if you want to. Turn it into an income. Then once you find that it's making you more money, your 9 to 5, whatever. Good point. Good point. Kingdom of Upper Egypt says, hey JT, I just realized that the 1956 Egyptian 50 pastries and the 1780 Austria Thaler are the exact same weight, 28 grams. Wow, that's true. I didn't know the exact weight. So thanks for letting me know that. That's two beautiful coins. But I know I've done a Thaler before. Let me see. Sometimes I have one at the station. Like this is one that I need to start working on. This is right here. It's the 1964 coin. This one got stuck. This coin ring got stuck on a mandrel. One of my mandrels. I have a plastic mandrel and it got stuck on. As you see that the little nicks here, I had to bang it to get it off. But then one day I got clever and found a better way to get it off, even though I damaged the ring. I'm going to fix this ring up and make it something beautiful. This is the 1964 Tokyo coin. And what I loved about this one was the blossom of the flowers here. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to fix this baby up through a live stream and show you what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to make it nice and make it real nice. But I got to find this Thaler. It's going to bother me until I find it. It's probably somewhere in my junk drawer. Yeah, but I'll find it. But anyway, guys, that's JT at the workbench. I'm gonna finish this ring up, and then I'm gonna put the pictures of it inside of the community tab to show you the end results, because I have to add some liver or sulfur on this as well. Are you going to plate something? Yeah, I'm going to plate something. Not this live stream, because I will have to set it up, make sure I have my outlet and everything near it. But I'm definitely going to plate something soon. Kingdom of Upper Egypt says, also JT, do you ever melt down your coin rings if they go completely out of whack? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. And let me show you my little bag. Let me show you my little bag. My little bag of failed coins. And usually at the end of the year, anything that I messed up on, I wind up melting. And when I melt it, I do a giveaway. So this is all silver. These are all the shavings, the punches, and some failed rings, unfortunately. And what I do is I do a giveaway at the end of the year. So how much this weighs is what I give away. Like this right here is from a 90-degree, and you see the rip. It hurt my heart to rip the coins, but it happens. If you're not careful, if you don't anneal it, and FYI, coins were not made to be rings. So you're going to get some mishaps. That's why it's so important for me to take my time when making them. There we go. I said, okay, let me read the comment. Sorry about the yapping about anyone's comment I pushed up in the process, but you do amazing work. And my father is a stonemason. Wow. Who lost his ability to move for the last 13 years. So in the meantime, I understand, and God bless your dad, because the ability, a person's ability to do their work, they want to do it for a lifetime, but sometimes our ailments don't allow us to do it. I was talking to a person who makes jewelry, and one thing they told me was that he had to stop making jewelry. He had to make a pivot and do something else, which he bought a ice cream business in downtown Baltimore, where I live. But for 13 years, he was a jewelry. But what happened was his eyesight and his hand stability was being compromised. So over time, because of years and being older, getting into this, you have to have good eyesight. Got to be able to handle the tools, and he was not able to do so anymore. So that's something. We got to have the ability to maintain our livelihood by doing our job. So I feel for your dad on that issue. Once I get everything settled with my disability, I may commission you to do a 1988 quarter ring. All right, let me know. Just email me at JTcoinrings@gmail.com. Email me your ring size, and I'll send one out to you. You don't have to wait, Zipper. Just let me know. I'll find a 1988 quarter. Send me your ring size, and I'll send you a ring. I think he'll really like getting into something like this. Beautiful stuff, man. I'll let you do your thing. I wish all the best to you and your family and the community. Good night. Good night. God bless you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Your comments kept the chat lively, and I appreciate that. Before you guys go, hit that like button, okay? Come back for the next live stream. Go check out some of the videos on my stream. Comment, let me know what you think, and let me know what coin you want to see me make into a ring next, okay? Newbie Official says, thank you, man. He is a master of his craft, and I'll pass on your message to him. Much love. I'll stay in touch. Make purchases for my grandfather soon. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Can you do any type of coin, sir? I can. I've done a lot of different coins. I've done tokens, like this Serenity token. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can change, and things those I cannot. So this was from a AA token, and I made this into a ring. So yes, I can do tokens made out of bronze, copper. I can also do rings and rounds, copper rounds, like this Memorial Mint ring here. So yes, I'm in Baltimore. I will say that you said about working is so true. I lost most of the use of my left side at the age of 36 due to nerve issues from a spinal damage. Wow, God. It's not fun not being able to work anymore. God bless you. This is some things that we have to understand. I'm glad you shared that story with me, Zipper. I was talking to a good this channel. I'm part of his membership on his channel. It's called Do Hard Things 365. Go check him out. He does push-ups on the live stream. But one thing I like about him, he infuses this mindset that we can always try to do something. even when we are limited, try to do something. Try to find that one thing. One thing, and I was like, wow. But sometimes we can't. Right? Sometimes things are hard. Like this says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can change and I cannot change, right? We got to ask for that. But it's that resolve that you will and you can do something. You will find that one thing that you will be able to do regardless of that situation. And that's what we got to focus on. Focus on that thing that we can do. And I pray, Zipper, that you find that one thing and that you excel in that one thing. That you become the best in that one thing, whatever that is. And I pray for your strength. And I pray that you continue to be the light, okay? Do never focus on the dark aspects of our life. It keeps us from doing the things we used to can do. Because I believe God got you ready and prepared to do things that you haven't seen yet. Okay? So anyway, I can go on and on. But thank you guys. I appreciate you all for being here. I thank you for spending time with me as I do this ring. And let me tell you something. I'm going to finish it up and I'll take pictures of it and put it inside of my community tab. All right. Take care, guys. I love you all. God bless. Enjoy your Sunday. And I'll see you in the next live stream. JTcoinrings. I'm out.